Walk into a registry today, see this little sign on the counter. It says, take your camera, point it here, and click on it if you'd like to travel domestically. The right to travel shall not be infringed upon. It's what I heard. It's what some may say, right? But nonetheless, they're laughing in our face and they're putting these signs here. And what they're doing is they're getting us to accept our rights being stripped away. And my brethren, a lot of these rights that are being stripped away are birthrights. In other words, they're given to us and taken away by the hand of no man, by our Creator. And apparently, interstate travel without being molested by local, state, or federal cops is amongst those rights. And so when you click on this, it takes you down to a website, which I assumed was going to redirect me to a Massachusetts website. It redirects you to a federal website at that point. Well, okay, that makes much more sense. A federal identification is more of an accurate description of the real identification. So when you go on there, and it kind of shows you what a real ID is, it gives you a couple examples. This is just an observable fact, right? I observed this when they showed you an example of them. You can pick between the black pentagram or you can pick between the gold pentagram, right? So they get these pentagrams in the top of them. It's just an observable fact. Now, when these rights are stripped away, or rather we give them away, right? This should have, in my mind, I go, wow, taking away the right to travel across, or domestic is a better word. Yeah, easy, right? And I look at this as maybe the first cousin to what England is just doing. And most probably don't know what's going on in England this year, or even what's going on in England this weekend, right? So when you look at these media companies, right? Several of them, massive media companies owned by very high-powered Jews, fake Jews, some may say. When we look at what they were pitching this weekend, right? If you scan the news, they're pitching no king's protest, no king's protest, no king's protest. Meanwhile, the turnouts in England, all over that country, protesting the concept of a digital ID is taking place. So while the real protest is taking place, we have our fellow brethren that are consuming this content basically from the synagogue of Satan, straight up. And it puts them kind of into two categories. And it's very, very sad that it's tribal warfare, right? And some people will be part of the narrative, the others will be part of the counter-narrative, both being controlled by the same media outlets. Now, the reason why this is such an outrage in England is because this digital identification policy is coming in this year. I think it was maybe 3 months, give or take. So when you look at our real ID and you look at what is about to take place in England and what the real protests, it is going to be a crime, and a big one, in England if you get caught working without a digital identification. That sounds pretty harsh, right? And when you look at the amount of, say, surveillance a place like England had, it would blow your mind how many cameras are in that place. Basically, there is no privacy. It's over, right? But when you throw in the concept of you can't work, it's a crime to work without a digital identification, you make it very difficult for one to continue to maintain any type of lifestyle in society. Now, the story of what China is doing is where England is going, right? Full-blown social credit scores, full-blown digital currency. Now, my brethren, the truth is, stuff pops up all the time on what the mark of the beast is. Well, who knows what that is, right? In my opinion, it is far, far more imperative for us to understand the system, the beast system, or the systems that would have to be in place in order to actually pull off what was written so long ago. You know, when we look at a state where we have no privacy, which is not here yet. We still have some privacy. I'm sitting out on a lake somewhere. I feel like I'm in privacy. There's probably satellites above. They probably know where you are because we gave them those rights, free apps on our phone, etc. But my brethren, do not be deceived. This real ID shtick at the registry is like the little brother or the first cousin of what we're seeing in China or England. Full-blown control. Once these digital IDs get enforced upon us, that's how you could actually get a one world currency. The reset will take place in 2 stages. First stage is going to be each individual country will actually have an individual CBDC. It's known as a central bank digital currency, right? This will all, this systematic destruction of cash or any privacy, any type of privacy, right? What is cash? Well, it's anonymous, it's fungible. Yeah, they don't like that. Any type of tyrant would not want the people to be able to conduct commerce without it being on a blockchain. So the real ID, no question, will lead to real central bank digital currencies. Yahuwah.